All right. I've just been given the go-ahead. Things seem to be working. Awesome. Very happy for this finally to be set up. What's weird is that my settings that worked yesterday seem not to have worked right now. I was going straight to YouTube yesterday though, and this now I'm doing restream so it can be seen on the Steam store page, which is just this awesome. Like, it's awesome to think about that this is going up there. It's scary to think about that when I'm having these technical difficulties, but still. So in any case, we're finally set up, it seems. Everything, or at least mostly everything, seems to be working. And we can really begin to get into the meat of this. So right here, we've done this teeny little area, which so far doesn't really look like much. But hey, everything's a bit of a process. So right now I'm going to be going on a bit of a building safari using the Move It tool, or Move It mod, probably better to say. Trying to find buildings that I feel like will fit in right here and that I haven't used right nearby. So things that are roughly this height, things that are roughly this shape and size. Because these are all what would have been built here prior to the highway coming and blasting through everything. So I think that this building I use all over the place just because it's really good. And I can do this here and kind of cut that corner. I think that's fine because maybe something led off there, or there's some reason for that corner to be cut, and I think I'm okay with having it like that. We can do the same building here maybe. So there's like clipping technique you can try to use, and it looks really good from the street. Like, I think that looks awesome and basically just about right, but unfortunately not always good from the from your highest levels. So I think I'll probably skip that for this. Going through here, I'm trying to think. So one thing that Gramercy has in spades is a lot of subway stuff. So maybe this would actually be a good spot for a station. I'm using the Metro Overhaul mod as well, which means we get some very, very cool station opportunities. So while it has to be this long, I can try to add some bend to this. Yikes. Need to be careful. 0.5. There we go. So check that out. That is definitely interesting here. So what I can do is I can do that. The island platform is one that I think looks very, very cool. And we actually have space for my secret weapon, the teeny tiny little 1x1 New York City subway entrance staircase majig. I want to rotate this all the way around though. Can I do that? Will that be line up? No, I need to go all the way around to positive 165 degrees. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and now it's time to get rid of some of our subway tunnels under here. And just like that, like, this is going to line up almost perfectly automatic. Ooh, it's very close to this stop here. I didn't realize that was there. Well, maybe that, is that close enough? I don't really know. What do you guys think? If that's close enough or not to help get the, get these people here. Trying to get them to... I feel like this is just too close. I mean, I live at a spot in New York right now where there are some very nearby subway stations. But I mean, look at this. We don't have another station till all the way over here. I think this one's more important than this one here. So I'm going to delete that one. Sorry, everybody. But your service modification, there's a change to this orange line here, which I don't really have a good thing. I want classic, I want two-way, and I'm going to go, not going to do the alternate. Let's just get down until we are in the tunnel. Looks like we're building these at -12, and we can just connect it like that. We got kind of a sharp curve for the lower piece of the island platform, but I think we're going to end up all right. And looking at the verticality, that looks perfect to me. So now we can grab our route. I'm going to drag the line to... Drag a line there. let's let this figure out its actual track path first, because it does no longer has a stop here. There we go. So now it's figured itself out. And we can add a stop there, and we can add a stop right here. So you'll see a big flood of people all leaving the subway station right there and walking into our cool new one right here, blocking a few of these self-storage places. But hey, what's up? Hey, FluxTrans is here. Got it figured out. Looks clean on your end. Awesome. Very happy about that. I'm glad it's all figured out. I'm glad to have all of you guys here. Sorry about those difficulties, but we're back. And we're streaming better than ever. Or maybe the same as ever, or something. Anyway. L Train asks, how's New York? Well, I've only been here for like a week, but I'm feeling good about it. I'm definitely back. Getting some reports of lag again, of course. As soon as I like celebrate that it's all good. Looks okay on my end though, so I don't really know what else there might be to do. Trying to get this figured out. I'm sorry, guys. Most frames are dropping. My OBS says we're all good still. Well, I'm gonna press on, see if anything's good. If it's lagging for you guys too much on YouTube, maybe try the Steam stream. You can just leave the YouTube chat open if you want to, and just try and use the Steam one. I'm not quite sure why things aren't working. This is my first time using Restream and streaming to Steam, which is I have a harder time saying than I really have any right to. But anyway, I think we're getting close to the time where I just need to say, screw it, it's time to just play the game. So, well, it's time to get this neighborhood built. So this pointy piece is a little hard to deal with. I've got a couple pointy buildings, but I'm not 100% sure if they're going to work the right exact sort of way that I need it to. Look at this. Look at all the pedestrians we have. That's official real sound effects from this car right here honking for the police car or whatever it is. That's definitely not just somebody on the street right outside. Anybody know how much energy we need to get rid of that chirper for right now. And finally, let's start looking for some buildings. So I feel like over here we're very close to a subway station. We're probably going to have some slightly taller apartments, slightly larger ones, which means it's time to start grabbing buildings. So I can use the old school building eyedropper tool to get this all working. Probably can do that. And now really want to try and find buildings that are the right sort of shape and size for this. I like this one a lot. Wow, that's crazy. This one's actually, so if you look at this like stair-stepped thing where it's very pointy at the back, I bet once it builds, we'll be able to get that looking really good, kind of wedged into place in there. Anyway, we can now kind of pull this in, and maybe it doesn't quite step in as much as I thought it would. What we can do is maybe we can pull this guy back like that. I mean, fortunately the facades don't quite line up to make it so that the roof would make sense. I mean, it could be that we just kind of ignore that and say, hey, from the side it looks exactly what we want. So yeah. That's gone. Huh. Oops. Anyway, I actually think that this building should probably be the one that's should be gone. Oh, hey, look! I used the exact same technique right here. This is a little close for comfort. Maybe we scooch this building out. So one thing, my cities are all very much evolutionary, I guess is probably a good way to put it. Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's probably a pretty dangerous habit for me that I keep redoing areas and spots. Now this is a great building that I want to make sure gets put over here, because this sort of thing is like a perfect, maybe not. I was gonna say it's a perfect, like slightly more modern thing that would be built after the highway came through. What is this? No, I don't want that there. There's a time and a place for newer buildings, and this is not it. And actually, speaking of, it's time for the stupid condos, which are a building I think made by a guy named Honker on the workshop, but they're awesome, really awesome, like more modern looking townhouses, and I just see these all over the place, and I just need to figure out which one I want to use. It's this second one. And these they really, especially when you stick them near each other, this sort of stuff is all over the kind of more gentrifying areas of the city. And, man, it's really sorry about this lag, guys. I think it's probably safe to say that it's bumming me out just as much as it's bumming you guys out. But if not more, because I really want you guys to all see this and have it be working and have this stuff be more reliable on my end. But I really can't see what would be going wrong. But in any case, this sort of construction is all over areas near transit, basically. If you've got decent or even okay transit access, there absolutely are developers that want to buy your building, even if it's near things like this, like loud, busy highway exits and stuff. That would just not be your best bet. Gonna go in now, so trying to figure out what would be the best thing for that. I think I've probably got some Rico building. So again, for those of you who don't know, I'm trying to be like beginner friendly this stream. So who knows, maybe I should just try to be lag friendly this stream and see if I can get stuff working better. Anyway, so Rico is this mod that lets you plop whatever buildings you want, which is really cool. Oh, there's these ones. Chicago 45 corner. Chicago? Contemporary apartment. These will be great for this sort of stuff. You see this thing all over. In fact, I'll probably stick them here in this corner. Do we have yes, opposite facing one? There we go. In fact, you know what? I may even leave it with these contrasting colors, because you absolutely see that as well. Really, though, I'm looking for kind of sort of a small target for what I want to put here. Sort of thing is close. The Gramercy count, yeah. So that was made by a guy named King Leno. Thank you very much. And it's awesome. It's just not quite sure if this stuff that's like set back from the road is really what I'm going for. Modernist off, yeah, that's not quite right. Obviously. Here we go. So these modular buildings are pretty cool. Are these gonna work here? I think again, perhaps not. It's a small target to hit. Oh, here we go. Remember I was looking for that like slightly smaller wide angle building right here. Williamsburg Animal Clinic. That is a real place. Whoever used that took pictures of a real building here in New York. I bet I can go find that. It would probably be pretty fun. There's this guy. That's definitely modern and new, but I don't think, wow, that one's huge. I don't necessarily think that fits the feel of the neighborhood particularly well. It probably wouldn't be zoned that dense. So we keep scrolling. A lot of my City Skylines work is trying to find the right building for the right spot. This thing's also very cool. Ooh, you're nice and large. You would make sense to have been near a train station back when it was built. I'll probably save that one though. What are you? The Manhattan. Oh, you're in Manhattan in real life. Big C shape. I know. I lived in an L-shaped building once, so maybe I can find two smaller ones. Walker Center. That's in Salt Lake City. I was just there streaming with Flux a few days ago. You are too big, and you, which will finish all of my Rico stuff. Woodlog. I used like 2 blocks away. All right, hang on one second. I'm hearing more stuff about trying to get this more reliable. So OBS says I'm not dropping frames, and I think OBS knows where things are streaming out to, and I've got an internet usage thing up that should not be messing with my internet speeds. How weird. This has been rock solid for me throughout everything. Okay. Trying to talk with everybody involved, trying to get this thing sorted out. Man, I like that woodlog thing. This is Senfcorm, right? Yeah. See if anything else could be useful here. I really like the idea of like a big or bigger, more modern building. I wonder if I could build it out of stupid condos. Anyway, I want to make sure progress doesn't grind to a halt while we're working on this. See, I'd love like something like this. This would fit perfectly, but it just doesn't fit the feel of the neighborhood. It wouldn't make sense for this old warehouse to have been built here because there's no heavy rail line nearby. The heavy rail line is way up here. So like this would have made sense like right there, or like right here. Actually, no, I can't get distracted. I can't get distracted like this. What are you? Do we have a road going here? Oh, we might have. So unfortunately, when I gave some saves and things to Strict Toaster and got it back, we lost a little bit of progress. Oh, it's like bike lane road went out there. Cool. Well, I can put that back. Just do that, and let's see, does it line up like perfect? Almost. Yeah, unfortunately there was a road with a bike lane mod that unfortunately disappeared at some point, or just the compatibility broke basically. So we have some spots that don't quite work the way they should, and of course I build that and all of the trees decide to stay. Because I've got anarchy on, which means that the trees stay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to force ground building. So modded cities is pretty amazing. So there we go. Yeah, that's not so bad. Let's just grab this and page up it a little bit for a straighter slope. And of course, we can scoot this over to one side, get that pillar out of the middle of the road. Anyway, let me check. Yeah, it's still really low. All right, well, it's time for me to maybe go once again back to that technical difficulties screen. Not that you guys will be able to read it particularly well with the apparent enormous lag. I'm really kind of stumped here. I want to keep going, and like I'm into it. What is this? Got some shacks and things. That'll need to be